Welcome back to the channel. Rarest Coins. Today we're taking a deep dive into one of the most talked about coins of the 1960s, the 1967 Washington Quarter. This coin has made waves online because of claims that it could be worth as much as $1.9 million. In this video, we're going to explore the real history, the true value, and the rare situations where this coin can indeed be worth a lot of money. If you're curious about whether that 1967 quarter in your drawer is a hidden treasure, you're in the right place. Let's begin with the background. The year 1967 was a turning point for United States coinage. Silver had been removed from circulating quarters in 1965, ending a long era of 90% silver coins. The 1967 quarter was part of this new clad era, made of copper and nickel instead of silver. The design was the well-known portrait of George Washington by John Flanagan on the obverse, and the classic eagle design on the reverse. Even though the design looked familiar, the composition had changed forever. Another important detail is that 1,967 quarters do not have mint marks. The United States Mint removed mint marks from 1965 to 1967 to discourage people from hoarding coins during a period when the country thought there was a coin shortage. As a result, every 1967 quarter looks identical in terms of mint mark. It doesn't matter whether it came from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, none of them show a mint mark. Now let's talk about mintage. In 1967, the mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters. That makes the 1967 quarter extremely common. Most of them entered circulation immediately, and because of that, the majority show signs of wear. These circulated coins are usually worth face value. If you find a typical worn 1967 quarter in your pocket, it's worth 25 cents. But the real value starts to appear when we talk about condition. A 1967 quarter in mint state condition, meaning it has never been circulated and still has full original luster, can be worth much more. High-grade coins that have been professionally graded can sell for strong premiums. Coins graded at the highest levels can reach into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their strike quality and overall appearance. Finding one in perfect or near-perfect condition is extremely difficult because most of these coins were used heavily in everyday life. Now here's where the conversation gets interesting. While most 1967 quarters are common, rare errors can change everything. Dramatic mint errors such as double strikes, off-center strikes, missing clad layers, broad strikes, or major die breaks can bring in far larger amounts. The more dramatic and unusual the error, the more collectors are willing to pay. Some of the rarest and most visually impressive 1967 errors have sold for thousands of dollars at auctions because they stand out from millions of ordinary coins. With all of this in mind, it's time to address the viral claim that the 1967 quarter is worth $1.9 million. This number circulates widely online and attracts a lot of attention, but there is no documented sale of any 1967 Washington quarter selling anywhere near that figure. Modern clad coins simply do not reach million-dollar territory unless they have an extraordinary, one-of-a-kind error of national significance. While the 1967 quarter can absolutely be valuable, the idea of a $1.9 million sale is a myth. So why do people believe this? Because the coin world is full of stories, rumors, and sensational headlines. It's exciting to imagine that a simple quarter could make someone rich overnight. These stories spread quickly, often without real evidence behind them. The truth is that the 1967 quarter is worth money only in very specific situations, such as extremely high mint state grades or rare, dramatic errors. That brings us to what you should look for. Examine your 1967 quarters for unusually sharp details, full mint luster, and surfaces free of scratches or wear. Look at the edges to see if any of the clad layer is missing. Study the strike to check whether the design looks misaligned or off-center. Any odd or unusual feature could indicate a valuable mint error. If you believe you have something special, the best next step is to have the coin evaluated by a reputable grading service. Professional certification is what gives collectors confidence and establishes real market value. So here is the final verdict. The 1967 Washington quarter is a fascinating coin from a turning point in American coinage. Most examples are worth 25 cents. High-grade mint state examples can be worth significantly more. Major mint errors can be worth hundreds or thousands. But the stories claiming the coin is worth $1.9 million are not based on real sales. Still, the 1967 quarter remains a fun and worthwhile coin to search for because of its history, the absence of mint marks, and the possibility of exciting errors hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy learning the truth behind rare coins, famous myths, and valuable finds, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me which coin you want to explore next. Keep checking your change because you never know what treasure might be waiting inside your pocket. If you want, I can also create a dramatic hook version, a short script, or an ultra-high retention YouTube format with tension, pacing, and cliffhangers. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are exploring one of the most discussed modern coins in recent years, the 1992 D Washington Quarter. This coin has become the center of viral online rumors claiming it could be worth as much as $1.6 million. In this video, we are going to separate fact from fiction, explore the real history, explain the true value, and help you understand what makes certain 1992 D quarters collectible. Let's start with the basics. The 1992 D quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, identified by the letter D on the front of the coin. It was part of the long-running Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932. By 1992, the design featuring George Washington on the obverse and the American eagle on the reverse was a familiar sight to every American. The coin is composed of copper and nickel-clad metal, the standard material used since the end of the Silver Era in 1964. The Philadelphia and Denver Mints produced millions of quarters each year, including 1992. The Denver Mint alone struck hundreds of millions of coins. That means the 1992 D is extremely common. Most of these coins went into everyday circulation. They were spent, carried in wallets, jars, and pockets, and naturally picked up over the years. That makes well-preserved coins more rare and collectible. What determines value for the 1992 D quarter? The most important factor is condition. A coin that has been circulated and shows normal wear is usually worth just 25 cents. Even coins that appear clean and shiny are generally only worth a small premium. The value increases when a coin is in uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used and has full mint luster. High-grade coins that are professionally graded by reputable services can sometimes sell for hundreds of dollars, depending on how flawless the surfaces are and how sharp the details appear. Error coins are another factor that can increase value. Coins with off-center strikes, double strikes, missing metal, or die cracks are sought after by collectors. Some error coins from modern quarters can sell for hundreds or even low thousands of dollars if the error is dramatic and well documented. Now, let's address the claim that the 1992 D quarter is worth $1.6 million. This story has spread widely online, but the truth is that no verified sale or auction has ever reached that number. For a coin to be worth millions, it would have to be extraordinarily rare, historically significant, or an extreme error of national importance. The 1992 D quarter does not meet any of these conditions. It is a modern, mass-produced circulation coin, and while certain high-grade or error coins are valuable, they are nowhere near the $1.6 million range. Why does this rumor persist? Because people love the idea that a simple coin in a drawer could make them a millionaire. It is exciting, shareable, and often repeated without fact-checking. The truth is that collectors value coins based on rarity, condition, and documented errors, not viral stories. If you have a 1992 D quarter, it is still worth checking. Look for coins with exceptional condition, strong luster, sharp detail, and unusual errors. If you find something that looks rare, having it graded by a professional service is the best way to determine its true value. Certification can turn a high-quality coin into a collectible that commands a premium. In conclusion, the 1992 D Washington Quarter is a familiar modern coin with a fascinating history in American circulation. Most examples are worth face value. High-grade coins can sell for hundreds of dollars, and dramatic error coins may fetch even more. The claim that a 1992 D quarter is worth $1.6 million is a myth, but the coin is still worth examining, especially if you enjoy collecting coins in exceptional condition or hunting for unusual errors. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn the truth behind other coins, subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me which coin you want to see explored next. Keep checking your change because sometimes the most interesting coins are hiding right under your nose. If you want, I can also make a dramatic, highly engaging version optimized for YouTube with an intro hook, timestamped sections, and suspenseful storytelling that keeps viewers watching until the end. Do you want me to do that? Welcome back to the channel. Rarest Coins. Today, we are diving into the story behind one of the most talked about modern quarters in recent coin collecting conversations, the 1981 P. Washington Quarter. This coin has appeared everywhere online with claims saying it could be worth as much as $1.5 million. In this video, we're going to uncover the real truth, the real value, the history behind this coin, and what actually makes certain 1981 P quarters worth money. Let's start with the background. The 1981 P quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. It was part of the long-running Washington Quarter series that began in 1932. By 1981, the design by John Flanagan featuring George Washington on the front and the bold eagle on the back was already a familiar sight to every American. The coin is made of copper and nickel-clad metal, the standard composition used since the end of silver quarters in 1964. In 1981, the Philadelphia Mint produced a very large number of quarters. The minting process was fast, and most of these coins were intended for heavy circulation. They were not treated as collectibles at the time, and because of that, the majority of 1981 P quarters were used, spent, and worn down. Very few were saved in exceptional condition. Now, let's talk about the real-world value of the 1981 P quarter. The average circulated example, the kind you might find in your pocket or in change, is usually worth 25 cents. Even cleaner circulated examples generally only sell for a small premium. But where the value truly appears is in condition. High-grade 1981 P quarters can be surprisingly valuable because well-preserved examples are much harder to find than people expect. Perfect or near-perfect surfaces, sharp details, strong luster, and minimal contact marks can transform an ordinary coin into a collectible piece. Professional grading services play a huge role here. Coins graded in very high mint state levels can bring in hundreds of dollars, and sometimes more, depending on how flawless they are. The reason is simple. Finding a 1981 P quarter that survived the minting process, the distribution process, and nearly 40 years of handling without scratches or wear is extremely rare. Now, let's address the giant rumor that a 1981 P quarter can be worth $1.5 million. Stories like this spread fast online because everyone loves the idea that a simple pocket coin could make them a millionaire. But there is no verified record, no auction listing, and no documented sale of a 1981 P quarter reaching anything close to that number. Million-dollar coins are usually ancient rarities, historic gold pieces, mint errors of national significance, or coins with extremely low mintage. The 1981 P does not fall into that category. So why does the rumor exist? Because people often misunderstand how coin values work. They see a rare error from a different coin that sold for a lot of money, and then assume all coins from that year must be worth the same. Or they take a normal coin, give it an imaginary value, and the story spreads because it sounds exciting. The truth is that while the 1981 P quarter can be valuable in certain conditions, it is not worth millions. But here's the part that makes this coin interesting. If you do find a 1981 P quarter with a dramatic error, things change. Errors like off-center strikes, double strikes, missing metal, or major die breaks can bring in significantly higher prices depending on how extreme the error is. Some error coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These are the coins collectors love because they are genuinely rare. The key is understanding what to look for. Sharp details, full mint luster, no wear, strong strike, clean surfaces. And if the coin appears unusual or looks like it has a mint error, it is worth having it examined by an expert or graded professionally. So here is the final verdict. The 1981 P. Washington Quarter is a classic modern coin with an interesting place in numismatics. Most examples are worth face value. High-grade coins can be worth a premium, sometimes even a significant amount if the condition is exceptional. Genuine error examples can be worth even more. But the stories about $1.5 million are myths, not reality. Still, This coin is absolutely worth checking because the right combination of condition and rarity can make it a valuable surprise. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy videos that separate fact from fiction in the world of coin collecting, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me which coin you want to learn about next. Keep checking your change, because the next rare find might be hiding right in your pocket. If you want, I can also create a dramatic intro version, a shorter YouTube Shorts version, or a click-optimized viral script. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking a deep look into the 1993 D Washington Quarter, a coin that has recently exploded across the internet because of rumors claiming it could be worth as much as $1.4 million. In this video, we're going to break down the true history behind the coin, what gives it value, what collectors actually look for, and why those million-dollar claims are more fantasy than reality. If you've ever wondered whether that 1993 D quarter sitting in your drawer could make you rich, this is the video you need. Let's begin with the history. The 1993 D Washington Quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, which is marked by the D on the front of the coin. By 1993, the classic Washington design by John Flanagan had already been in circulation for more than 60 years. The obverse features the iconic portrait of George Washington, while the reverse displays the bold American eagle spread proudly with arrows and an olive branch. It is made from the modern clad composition of copper and nickel, not silver, and was produced in extremely high quantities. In 1993, the Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of quarters, making the 1993 D one of the most common modern quarters. These coins were created for everyday use, not for collecting, and the majority of them went directly into circulation. That means they were tossed into pockets, dropped into vending machines, stacked in jars, and naturally picked up where over the years. This brings us to the key question: what determines value? The most important factor is condition. A typical 1993 D quarter that has been used in everyday transactions is worth 25 cents. Even slightly nicer coins generally bring only a small premium. But high-grade coins are a different story. If a 1993 D quarter has never been spent, shows full mint luster, has zero wear, and has very few contact marks, it can be worth much more, especially after being professionally graded. Professional grading services evaluate coins on the mint state scale, and the highest graded modern coins are surprisingly rare. Finding a flawless 1993 D that has survived 30 years without scratches, dullness, or nicks is extremely difficult. High-grade mint state examples can sometimes sell for hundreds of dollars, and in very rare cases, significantly more when the coin is nearly perfect. These are the coins collectors chase because they stand out from the millions of ordinary ones. Now let's address the massive viral claim that a 1993 D quarter is worth $1.4 million. These types of stories spread fast online because they capture people's imaginations. Everyone loves the idea that a common quarter could instantly turn into a life-changing treasure. But the truth is simple. There is no verified sale, no official auction record, and no numismatic evidence of a 1993 D quarter selling for anywhere near that amount. Million-dollar coins are usually extremely rare errors, historic gold pieces, or coins from early American history with tiny mintages. The 1993 D quarter does not fall into that category. It is a modern, mass-produced coin that, while collectible and high-grade, is not a million-dollar rarity, but that doesn't mean it can't be worth money. Error coins are where the real value can appear. If you find a 1993 D quarter with a dramatic mint error, such as a large off-center strike, a double strike, a broad strike, a missing clad layer, or a significant die break, it could be worth far more than face value. The more dramatic and obvious the error, the more it appeals to collectors, and the higher the potential value. What should you look for? Pay attention to the edges, the rim, the alignment of the design, the clarity of the strike, and any unusual markings. If the coin appears brighter, sharper, or more flawless than others from that era, it may be worth sending to a professional grading service. Certified coins always bring higher prices because collectors trust the authenticity and accuracy of the grade. In the end, the truth about the 1993 D Washington Quarter is clear. Most examples are worth 25 cents. High-grade mint state examples can bring strong premiums. Genuine mint errors can be worth even more. But the $1.4 million story is a myth. Still, this coin remains a great candidate for collectors who enjoy searching for high-quality or unusual pieces. And it's always worth checking your change because the right coin in the right condition can still put real money in your pocket. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy learning the truth behind coin myths, rare finds, and the hidden history of the coins you see every day, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me which coin you want to explore next. Keep looking through your change because you never know what treasure might be waiting. If you want, I can also make a more dramatic, mystery-style version with a powerful opening hook or a short, punchy YouTube short script. Welcome to the channel, and today we're diving into the story, the history, the value, and the surprising rumors surrounding the 1984 D. Washington Quarter. This is one of those coins that people talk about all the time, especially because of viral claims saying it could be worth more than $1 million. So let's break everything down clearly so you know exactly what is real, what is hype, and what collectors actually look for. Let's begin with the coin itself. The 1984 D. Washington Quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the letter D on the front of the coin. In 1984, the Denver Mint produced more than 500 million quarters. That enormous number means this coin is extremely common. Most of the quarters from that year went straight into circulation. They were made of the modern clad composition, a mix of copper and nickel, not silver. That alone tells us that the average 1984 D quarter is not rare by default. Now let's talk about the design. On the front is the familiar portrait of George Washington created by sculptor John Flanagan, the same portrait used for decades. On the reverse is the powerful eagle with spread wings holding arrows and an olive branch. By 1984, this design was a long-established American classic and one that millions of people saw every day in their pocket change. With so many made, what determines the value of a 1984 D. Washington Quarter? The biggest factors are condition, rarity of errors, and whether the coin has been preserved in exceptional mint state quality. A circulated 1984 D quarter with normal wear is usually worth its face value of 25 cents. Even clean examples with a bit of shine usually sell for only a small premium. Where things get interesting is with high-grade, professionally graded coins. A flawless coin graded by a major grading service in extremely high mint state levels can be worth considerably more. Some of these top-quality examples can reach into the hundreds of dollars, sometimes even into the low thousands if the grade is unusually high and the coin shows nearly perfect surfaces. These are extremely rare because most coins immediately went into the hands of the public and picked up scratches, dings, and wear. Then there are error coins. Errors can raise value depending on how dramatic or unusual they are. Examples include off-center strikes, double strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, or major die cracks. These errors can turn a 25-cent coin into something worth perhaps $20, $50, or even a few $100s. Truly extreme mint errors are where collectors sometimes pay much higher prices, but only when the error is real, dramatic, documented, certified, and visually impressive. Now let's address the claim that the 1984 D. Washington Quarter is worth $1.3 million. This number shows up all over the internet, especially in clickbait videos and articles, but there is no official, verified, or recorded sale anywhere in the numismatic world of a standard 1984 D quarter selling for anything even close to that number. For a coin to reach $1 million price, it would need something extraordinary. Unbelievably low mintage, a world-famous error, historical importance, or absolutely perfect preservation combined with extreme rarity. The 1984 D quarter simply does not meet those conditions. Its huge mintage makes it one of the most common quarters of the decade. Why do these million-dollar rumors pop up? Because the coin-collecting world fascinates people, and headlines like this spread fast. People love the idea that a coin sitting in their junk drawer could make them rich overnight. And while that dream is fun to think about, the truth is that no 1984 D. Washington Quarter has ever been known to reach anywhere near $1 million. Does that mean you should ignore your 1984 D quarter? Not necessarily. It is always worth taking a closer look. You might find an error. You might find an unusually sharp, well-preserved example. You might discover a coin that could bring you a premium. And if you find something that looks special, the best step is to have the coin evaluated or graded by a reputable coin grading service. Certification is what turns maybe valuable coins into confirmed valuable coins. So in summary, the 1984 D. Washington Quarter has a rich place in American circulating coinage, with a familiar design and a massive production run. Its overall value is usually low, but special coins in pristine condition or coins with true mint errors can bring in more. The $1.3 million story is a myth, but the coin is still fun to hunt for, especially if you're looking for high-grade or error versions. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more videos breaking down coin myths, coin values, and the real stories behind America's money, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below telling me what year of quarter you want to see next. Thanks for watching, and keep searching your change. You never know what real treasure you might find. If you'd like, I can create a shorter version, a more dramatic storytelling version, or a version optimized for YouTube Shorts. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are exploring one of the most talked about modern quarters in recent years, the 1982 P. Washington Quarter. This coin has been the center of huge online rumors claiming it could be worth as much as $1.4 million. In this video, we are breaking down the true history, the real value, what makes the 1982 P so interesting, and why some collectors are obsessed with it. To understand the story, we begin in 1982. The United States Mint was dealing with high production demands, rising costs, and major changes in the economy. That year, the Philadelphia Mint produced a massive number of quarters, well into the hundreds of millions. But something important happened in 1982. The Mint did not release traditional mint sets. That means there were far fewer examples saved directly from the mint in perfect, untouched condition. Most 1982 quarters went straight into circulation. They were spent, tossed in jars, scraped against keys, and worn down by daily use. As a result, high-grade 1982 P quarters became surprisingly difficult to find. The 1982 P quarter features the classic George Washington portrait by John Flanagan on the obverse. On the reverse is the bold American eagle with outstretched wings. The coin is made of copper and nickel, the standard clad composition used after the silver era. While the design is familiar, what makes the 1982 P stand out is its backstory and the way condition affects its value. Let's talk value. The average 1982 P quarter found in change is usually worth its face value. That means most circulated examples are just 25 cents. Even lightly circulated coins normally bring only a small premium. But the real value appears when the coin is in exceptional condition. High-grade mint state examples, especially those graded by professional grading services, can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on how pristine the surfaces are. The reason is simple. Collectors want perfect examples from a year when perfect coins were not saved. The most valuable 1982 P quarters are the ones that reach extremely high mint state grades. These coins show full luster, no scratches, no bag marks, and perfect strike details. A small number of these ultra-high-grade coins have commanded very strong prices in auctions, making the 1982 P one of the most sought-after modern Washington quarters. Now let's address the huge claim floating around online that a 1982 P Washington quarter is worth $1.4 million. This number has gone viral in online articles, short videos, and memes. But in reality, there has never been a documented sale anywhere close to that figure. A modern clad quarter like the 1982 P would need to be unbelievably rare or historically important to reach a $1 million level. In most cases, $1 million coins come from extremely rare early American issues, gold coins, error coins of legendary status, or coins with national historical significance. The 1982 P quarter is interesting, collectible, and sometimes valuable, but it is not in the $1 million class. So why do these claims appear? Because the idea of a common pocket coin turning into a $1 million treasure captures people's imagination. It spreads fast, but the truth is grounded in real numismatics. The actual value comes from condition and rarity in high grade, not from a magical leap into millionaire territory. That said, you should absolutely check your 1982 P quarters. Some coins show strong die errors, struck through defects, off-center strikes, or doubled features. Error coins can bring in significantly more money depending on severity. And because 1982 lacked official mint sets, any coin with above-average sharpness or mint brilliance instantly stands out to collectors. If you find a 1982 P quarter that looks unusually sharp, bright, or free from wear, the next step is to have it inspected by a reputable grading service. A high-grade certification can turn an ordinary coin into a collector piece worth real money. So here is the final verdict. The 1982 P. Washington quarter is a fascinating coin because of its unique place in modern minting history. Most examples are worth 25 cents. Premium examples with beautiful surfaces can be worth far more. Error coins can climb even higher. But the stories about $1.4 million are myths, not reality. Still, this coin remains one of the best modern quarters to look for in your change because the right combination of condition and rarity can make it surprisingly valuable. If you enjoy learning the real stories behind coin legends, myths, and modern treasures, make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, and tell me which coin you want to explore next. Thanks for watching, and keep checking your change. The next rare find could be sitting right in your pocket. If you want, I can also create a shorter version, a more dramatic storytelling version, or a script formatted for YouTube Shorts.